And we're live.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects in the life. Thanks for joining me today. The Mandela effect itself. It's Mandela effect from food like it's Mandela. Changes everywhere we see Mandela. Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela.
Hey everyone, happy Halloween. This is the Happy Halloween show. Welcome everyone. Glad you could join. We have quite a few effects to share, and I wanted to start off by doing some of the birthdays announcements. So let me go ahead and get into that. We'll do some shout outs as well. Let's see who all's here. I see Theresa Lynch is here. Hey Theresa, glad you could make it. Jeff is there also. Hey Jeff.
Hey.
That was a great intro. Kudos to Jeff for making that intro for us. And also Vecteezy, I guess, is the name of the app that Sandy used to make the video.
Yeah.
Which I'll include that in the description.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Terry. Terry, did you ever figure out the language issue? Unless it's a different Cherry in the comments, because all I see is Cherry here. I don't see a last name.
And Sandy, you made our avatars, didn't you?
I did. Well, I didn't make them. You know what made them. Yeah, Tooney made them. Thank you, Tooney.
Okay. I'm just looking for those birthdays. Teresa sent me those birthdays. So let's see, for October, and I'll forward these to you too, Jeff, so you see them.
All right, thanks.
For October 30th is Stephanie Daly Perez, and November 3rd is Juan Martinez. November 4th is Harmony Mello. November 5th is Simon Wilson and Beth Shaw. Wow. A couple of birthdays there. November 12th is Theresa Lynch, of course. We can't forget about her birthday. Jennifer Craig and Meegs B both are on November 16th. Rich Fasanic, the guitar mechanic, is November 26th. Keith Landi is November 29th. So that's all the birthdays for October and November so far. And please feel free to post in the chat if you know someone who has a birthday. So on with the show. So we had a singer pianist Jerry Lee Lewis passed away recently, and many people believe that he passed away a longer time ago. Like, when were they saying he passed away, guys?
Oh, some people remember him passing away years ago.
Okay, because now there was a false alarm though, right? Wasn't there? Somebody reported, some news site reported that he died, but he didn't actually die until October 28th, and so. But a lot of people remember him dying sooner. Like,
Wait, stop. That was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
But I thought he died 2 days ago, like 2 or 3 days ago.
Well, this was reported on October 28th. So did he die on the 27th?
Teresa, what day did he die? Do you remember?
It must have been October 27th, then. You're right, because this is 9:54 in the morning.
I was gonna say, 'cause there's
Yeah,
no
I'm
way it
sorry.
happened yesterday. We talked about it last night.
Yeah. He died on October 27th. Sorry about that. So, yeah, he was 87
Okay.
years old. Yes, his death had been erroneously reported by some outlets on Wednesday. Why would they do that? Um, Judith was his seventh wife, who was by his side when he passed away at his home in DeSoto County, Mississippi. He told her that he welcomed the hereafter and that he was not afraid. Now, he was one of the last rock singers of the 50s. Pretty popular back in
Now,
his day.
Frankie Avalon's still here. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Um, so he's the last American wild man, is what they coined him.
His seventh wife. Wow, that's just crazy. 7.
Let's see. Moving on to the next thing. Now, what did they say he died of? Actually,
They didn't.
he was known for Great Balls of Fire, which it is funny because they played that song on the piano in the movie Top Gun. Mavericks. Remember Mavericks?
Hmm.
Or Top Gun Maverick. They played that song on the piano. Okay, so Theresa sent me some links from her group, from Mandela Reality Residue Hunters. And there's a farmer here who found a small furry monster in a swamp. So here, I'm just letting that loop around so you guys can see this. He looks like a cross between an eel and Cookie Monster. Except I don't know if I'd give him cookies. He might be coming back for more.
Right?
More than just cookies.
I just saw that a little while ago. That freaked me out.
I mean, what would you do if you saw that in
Yeah.
your pool? When you went in there for a swim? I
I'd
don't know.
scream for sure. And run.
A furry eel.
quite interesting.
No way.
Maybe not a Mandela effect, but worthy of discussing. So this is Theresa's group, if you're not familiar with it, Mandela Reality Residue Hunters. For those of you who are new to the channel, please, you can check it out. You can join if you want to. You just have to answer some of the questions, or all the questions, and then, because we're working on year number 4, pretty much year number 5 coming up soon next year. Yeah, we're working on it. You guys are more than welcome to join. But there was a post here that Theresa wanted to share about. Oh yeah, this little piece of work here that Theresa found amazing residue that contradicts itself. Someone drew a picture from a Christmas card in her Bible of the lion laying down with the lamb. She even hand wrote "The lion shall lay down with the lamb" and included the verse Isaiah 11:6. But when you look at the written verse next to the Bible, it doesn't match up. So it's pretty interesting here. See, it says here, "The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion and the fattened calf together, and a little child shall lead them." And they do say, I remember this part here. This part was here. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. I do remember that. There was something about an asp. Yeah, the nursing child shall play over the hole of the asp. The asp meaning the cobra. ASP, asp. But yeah, I remember this clearly saying the lion shall lay down with the lamb, and so now this is rather contradictive, because now it's the wolf laying down with the lamb, and there it says the lion shall lie down with the lamb. And it even has the date over here. Do you see that date? 11/7/2015. It looks like. So this had to have changed. I believe it changed in 2016. And the reason I say that is because I mentioned this before. Sandy, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't lose you.
You didn't
But,
lose me.
I do-
We have some dedicated viewers in the chat, Brian. Wizardry and
Yes.
Bright White Starlight are from the UK. It's like 5 a.m. there. Thank you guys.
Oh man, yeah. Thank you guys for showing up this early in the morning
Mhm.
over there. And so the line, I remember the last. I explained this on my channel before. The very last translation that I remember changing was the German Bible, and it read the word low. Like, you know how you go to Lowe's, the home improvement store? Lowe's, or low, actually means lion in German. So the Bible actually read low for lion laying down with the lamb. And I do remember that before everything all changed. And somebody sent me that residue, and I don't know where it went. I got to find it, because if it's changed, then I don't know. So yeah, so it doesn't match up. It's a great find. Great find, Theresa. I don't know how you found that one, but that was excellent find. All right, so this next one here comes to us from Theresa's group, talking about electric cars back in the day, history before its time, pretty much. Here's a man charging an electric AMC Gremlin in Seattle, 1973. So how is this even possible that there were, I guess someone said that there were prototypes. Okay. All right. Moving right along. We got quite a bit to cover tonight, so that's why Sandy's kind of rushing me along here, pushing me along. So, don't know if let me go to the next one here. All right, so November 8th, 2022 is a game-changing election day. There's also happens to be a blood moon and total lunar eclipse on that day, which will be visible across America. Blood moons have historically coincided with triumph over tragedy. This will also be the first national election day to coincide with blood moon and total eclipse in our nation's history. When God shows up, big things happen. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that one? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
So,
good things happen as a result.
Yes. Hopefully we'll get a resolve on things with the economy and everything. We can get a fix on it.
Yeah.
Theresa created a poll. Does anyone remember singer Jerry Lee Lewis dying before? And 89% of the members said yes. There were 28 votes and 4 comments. Yep. So just interesting stuff here. And then Rena, if you're out there, she sent this to our group, showing that Bumble Bees became they become the first insects known to play with balls. So here you see bumblebees. They're actually playing for enjoyment. Look at that. Just like humans and dogs, they like to play with balls.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Maybe they have their own soccer team. Who knows? The UK. You got to go with Manchester United, right? If you live there, right? Manchester United. I saw that. I'm not kidding. I saw that in the movie Euro Trip, and I was like, that movie had me rolling, like just laughing, like hysterically.
That was a pretty good movie.
Love that movie, Euro Trip. Yeah, you saw that one too, Jeff?
Oh yeah, I've seen it a few times.
How about that French dude that was being what do you call those? A mime? He was a mime.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I always like the song "The Scotty Doesn't Know."
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, and so I recently came across something from Jacob Israel's channel, talking about the tomb of the original Saint Nicholas reportedly found. So this is a rather interesting article. I can't go too much into depth, but it does change the way we view Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus today. So you should check it out. You can find it. Just Google the tomb of Saint Nicholas was found. And then lastly, this is the website, Vecteezy is the one that Sandy used to create the intro. So now we can actually get started with the real Mandela effects here. Just give me 1 second to close some of these tabs.
Start from the bottom and go up to the top, Brian. Okay? Or not. He always does this.
What, he pressed the wrong button again?
He was closing his tabs and he closed the one for StreamYard. He'll be back.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry.
I was saying to you when you clicked out of StreamYard, start at the bottom and go up. So start with yesterday and move up.
Usually I'll start at the bottom. I'm just waiting for Flickr to load here. Did anybody go to any Halloween parties? I'm curious to know. Did you guys go to any Halloween parties this weekend or at any point?
I haven't been to a Halloween party since my 20s.
Okay, what's the first one I'm starting with, Sandy? If you'll tell me where the first one is, I can go from there.
I
Was it?
have to look. Give me 1 second. It should say Mandela
Okay,
2022.
Mandela 22 CC Peppers.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yep.
This one's about peppers, guys. Okay. So, if anything, if this one hits you, let us know. Okay. So these probably aren't Mandela veggies, and this, by the way, this one was on Curious's channel. So if you saw this one the first time on her channel, that's fine. Just put your original answer for some of these that you remember. Okay, so they're new. to me and adorable. So just in case they are native in this reality, here's the question. Have you ever heard of starfish or goat peppers? Now, everybody's heard of ghost peppers, I'm sure, right? There's ghost pepper. It's supposed to be super hot. I've never had any ghost pepper seasoned stuffs,
But this is
but everybody I know loves ghost pepper wings around here.
But this isn't ghost. It's goat.
No, goat. I know it's goat. So the atomic and Brazilian starfish peppers and the Bahamian goat pepper can all be found in red, green, yellow, orange varieties, with the goat pepper also available in a pale peach to white. So which one is the goat?
The goat is the peachy one right there.
The one on the left?
Yep.
Besides their unique shapes, the orange variety of both peppers looks just like a little gourd of a pumpkin.
Isn't it cute?
Are these new for you too? I don't know.
They're so cute. I can't. Hi, Anita.
While the hot peppers may or may not be an ME, I believe these bell peppers are. Have you ever seen or heard of these? Heard of Islander purple beauty or sweet chocolate bell peppers? Purple beauty peppers are purple to nearly black when ripe and have an almost white flesh inside. Never seen anything like this, have you?
So, guys, if you start seeing these in your supermarkets, please let me know, because that usually happens. We will find a vegetable or fruit that never existed for us, and all of a sudden it's in our grocery stores.
Well, like what I found is pretty cool is those cotton candy grapes. You ever had
Yeah,
those?
they have cotton candy, and the gumdrop ones are even better, in my opinion.
I haven't heard of the gumdrop ones.
I tried
Same
the cotton
company.
candy ones.
And what'd you think of them?
I love them.
It makes me want to eat grapes again.
Yeah, me too.
The Islander bell pepper is a little longer than a traditional bell pepper, but what makes them unique is its rainbow transition as it ripens after it's picked off the vine. This pepper, when ripe, is a deep red color.
So it starts out green, turns purple. That's when you pick it, and then it changes to yellow, then like an orangey color, and then red, and that's when it's ripe.
Wow. The sweet chocolate bell pepper is brown to reddish brown with a red flesh when fully ripened. Again, never saw anything like this before, but I'm sure they will be in your grocery store the next time you look.
Yeah.
Sweet chocolate bell peppers.
I've
Would you
never
eat one?
seen purple or brown bell peppers in my life.
I've only seen green, yellow, and red as if they're put
I've seen
together like a
orange.
traffic light.
I've seen orange too, but not purple and brown. Never.
But have you ever seen them in the reverse order, like how people remember traffic lights? I have. I've
Possibly, but
seen.
I wasn't paying attention to that specifically.
Are any or even all of these peppers new to you? Regardless, they are interesting, and I can't wait to find some of these. So, what do you think about that one, guys?
Pretty weird. I've never seen them before, but now I'm going to look for them.
All right, this next one was on Curiouser and Curiouser show. We're talking about the movie Scream.
Before we start, please agree. I would love to, but I don't have anywhere to plant it. Everything's concrete here.
Okay, so
I have no
Scream is a
backyard.
movie with
Go ahead.
more than just a couple of MEs from previous years. Am I presenting?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. But I learned something this year that I never knew before that could possibly be a Mandela effect. Yes or no? Did you know that the original movie was actually based on a true story? I did not.
I did not.
Me either.
So I can't say this is an ME for sure, but like I said, I never heard of this. It was based on real events that took place in 1990.
Those are the victims right there.
I've never heard of the Gainesville Ripper.
No, I
A
have
serial.
heard. I have heard of
Oh,
the
I have heard.
Gainesville
Okay,
Ripper.
I have heard of the Gainesville Ripper, a serial killer who killed 5 college students in August of 1990. What I never heard before was that this serial killer and his victims were the basis for the movie. Do you think this could be a possible change? So this is an article explaining about it. Did you know that Scream was inspired by true events? The 1996 horror movie Scream has become a staple in the horror movie lineup, and for a good reason. When the movie was first released, it made $173 million at the box office, making it one of the highest earning slasher films of all time. Scream is also often credited with bringing back the horror film genre, becoming an instant cult classic. Who else is excited for Scream 4, which hits theaters January 14th?
Old article.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the actual man and articles.
So he actually dressed up as the Ghostface guy?
No, that was all fake. Like I said,
Oh.
that's why I said I've heard of this serial killer. I do not even see the resemblance to the movie, yet they're saying this is what it was based off of. The only connection I see is that young people were killed. He wasn't anybody's boyfriend. He didn't wear any costumes. He didn't torment them by calling them on the phone. He was usually already in the house or breaking in. I don't understand. I don't understand how this is related, but there you go.
Well, these Mandela effects, they seem like they keep coming, you know. They don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. And Sandy, I don't know how you find these things, but
Accidentally.
so
It's true.
this next one is about Darth Vader. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's not about Darth Vader. Go on. Yes.
Okay. In the past month, we've seen changes to Darth Vader, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Chewbacca, with Darth Vader's fangs being the most prominent change. Previously, we've talked about C3PO having pistons popping up all over his limbs, but recently,
It's those
I noticed the ones on his hands had changed. So, do you remember the pistons on his hands sticking out? It reminds me of Wolverine's claws, and they were never like this before in my past.
So when C3PO closes his fingers, they stick out like Wolverine's claws.
No, there's no way that was like that.
It's never like that. I can't.
What the heck?
We've covered this droid so many times. Never.
You can see the pistons sticking out past the hand in all versions of C3PO that has playing. Even the plate over the hand looks more scalloped in order to hold the pistons that stick out. And is this new for you too? It looks so wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's very, 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 very
We
wrong.
just covered him.
I know. I can't. It's just ridiculous.
And I mean, even do you see there? Even the wires look different, Sandy.
I know. Everything looks different on him.
Okay. Do you remember the wires in his stomach? I don't remember them curling all around in circles. I remember them being straight.
And they were also red and blue, and now they're golden and all sorts of colors.
There's no way.
But again, for
That's
me,
a change right there.
It's all messed up. It's all
Anyone
messed up.
commenting in the chat?
Yeah, wow.
Who said
Yeah,
wow?
wow. That would be Robert Humphrey. That looks weird, says Belater. They're talking about John Denver's death, about how he died. That's an old ME, actually. He died a different way.
This next one is from Curiouser's Curiouser and Curiouser's show, where we talked about Barney and Friends on there, and
oh, I forgot to update. There's a new slide. Don't do this one yet. Skip it. I gotta update this real quick.
okay, is a new one?
Yeah, just skip this one and go back to it when I'm done. I'll be right back. I'm going to Flickr.
Okay, so Jeff, you got that? We're skipping that one for now.
No,
Okay.
for now, we're gonna go to it next.
So we'll have to take that one out of the order just for now.
Yes.
So this next one is from Curiouser's channel, Mandela, The Lost Boys. And
there's a video here. You gotta present the sound.
Can you guys see? Can you see?
Yeah, but you have to present the sound, Brian.
I have to present the sound?
Yeah, there's video coming up.
All right. So a couple of years ago, Recall Vector covered The Lost Boys, Santa Clara, and changed to Santa Carla. I just found some really interesting residue that apparently changed when it was noticed on Cinema Sins guy shifted. Or he shifted. So let me play this.
Santa Carla's crawling with vampires.
When you have this wacky a story to tell a loved one, don't open with the flat facts like this. It will only get you laughed at or labeled insane. Also, he just called it Santa Clara, not Santa Carla. Since they'd already spent all that money on the neon.
Now, did you see that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, you can hear him. You can hear and see him say that Corey Haim says Santa Clara.
Right, but he actually says Santa Carla. So either he shifted or the video changed after he noticed it.
Yeah, he even gives the movie a sin for it, but he now says the current reality Carla. I thought it was Santa Clara.
It was Santa Clara. That's what I'm saying. That's residue of it being Santa Clara.
But there's also a new change for me pertaining to the name of the town. So, whether it was Santa Clara or always Santa Carla for you, in your memory, what was the name of the real town it was based on? Was it Santa Clara or Santa Carla? And we need some responses from you guys in the chat, please.
Yeah, please, because I'm trying to get this uploaded.
And I'll be right back. Do you want to read off a couple of the ones from the chat, Jeff?
Jeff, can you watch chat, please?
Yeah. No answers yet.
I can talk. I'm just off-roading. I hope everyone's having a good night tonight.
All right. Todd Chase
Flicker
says
doesn't let
Santa
me just.
Clara.
Oh, it's not going to be Santa Clara or Santa Carla. It's what the town Santa Carla or Santa Clara was based on. So it's a different word that begins with a C.
You said it was a different word?
Yeah, it's not the word we're looking for here is not Carla or Clara. But if they don't know it, it's okay. I just probably learned more about it. Like I was really interested in it. I love this movie. That's all.
All right. So let's move on. I 100% agree with Recall Vector on this. It was Santa Clara in my past, but it was based off the landlocked Santa Clarita, California, which is near St. Monica and Long Beach, California. Santa Clara was not a real town in my past, but now it is. It is a landlocked city near San Jose, California. In this reality and The Lost Boys, the town is fictional, like Santa Clara used to be, and is based off the real world town of Santa Cruz. Is this your memory, or do you remember it like I do? Speaking of the Santa Clara sign, Santa Carla, Santa Clara, whatever, it says Santa Carla. On the back of the sign, there was a message written in graffiti, blank, capital of the world. Does anybody know this one?
I was surprised how many people did not know about the Lost Boys last night, to be honest with you. I was like shocked.
I've honestly never seen this movie, but it sounds like Santa Clara is what he would say, but I don't know what the capital of the world this one is.
When they drive into the town, you see the sign there, and then the camera pans to the back of it, and you see a message on the back of the sign, like a close-up, which is going to be on the next slide. And the first word changed from it.
Yep.
That
Can I go ahead and
ton
do we have any responses in the chat?
I can't see the chat. I'm finishing Barney. I'm almost done. Can you see the chat, Brian?
Let me see.
No responses.
They don't know it. It's okay. You can just go on. The residue is good enough. And Barney is fixed. So you can do Barney after this one. I gave a visual for something that I didn't have time to do last night, which I think is going to help people answer.
Well, we got
Brian?
22 people. We have 22 people watching. Come on, guys. Anyone know this one?
If they don't, it's okay, Brian. The residue will just show you what I remember. It's okay.
Okay.
We got a lot to cover tonight. We're not even to the new ones yet.
Yeah, Wizardry says has one of the best music scores in the film or in a film.
I agree with that. It's a great soundtrack.
In my past, the graffiti said vampire, but now it says murder, capital of the world. Since most were listed as missing, not dead, this makes no sense. You remember murder?
So all of the vampires were on like milk cartons as missing. They were in the newspapers as missing. These boys were missing. And Star was missing. They weren't dead. Why would it be the murder capital of the world? It's the vampire capital of the world. There's all vampires.
Maybe it's telling of the current reality we're living in.
Maybe.
like a foreshadowing, you know.
Could be, yeah.
But Santa Carla is a fictional place, and it's supposed to be similar to the real city of Santa Cruz.
Stop there a second. So when, in my past, it was Santa Clara, which was a fictional place, and it was based off of Santa Clarita, which is a real place. And now Santa Clara is a real place. It's no longer fictional. Santa Carla is. You understand? And he gives it a sin for being lazy because there's a Santa Clara.
Yeah. And also there's a Santa Clara, California. So I guess the sin is lazy fictional town naming. Also, as mentioned, the movie takes place in Santa Carla, which is fictional for Santa Cruz, but they didn't bother to swap out the license plates. See, that's meticulous stuff. Whenever you're making a film, is you have to make sure that everything lines up with that town. However, they got lazy here, it looks like. So again, you're seeing T-shirts and everything else here showing it says murder capital of the world. And you remember it saying vampire capital of the world, right, Sandy?
Yeah.
And what's up with the teeth there? They're actually showing what looks to be vampire teeth in that picture. I've never watched The Lost Boys.
You haven't? It's great. You're missing out on a great movie. It's hilarious. It's not a horror movie. It's horror comedy. That's the genre. It's like
I've never seen it either.
it's goofy. It's a goofy horror movie, but it's good.
All right, I'll check it out. We got how many more days left till Halloween?
1.5.
Yeah, you got like 1.5, so I'll try to slip it in there somehow.
It's worth it.
I'm in the middle of watching that that new show on Netflix, The Cabinet of Curiosities.
Good night, Worky. Thanks for being here for a little
Kind of like
bit.
the Twilight Zone. It's a little bit like the Twilight Zone, just modern day stuff. Yeah, but there's residue that Sandy found that people are remembering the vampire capital of the world in that from the Lost Boys, and I don't know how you found this, Sandy. That's amazing.
Because it was vampire of the world. Vampire capital of the world.
And now it's murder capital of the world.
And now it's murder.
And you found this one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I found that residue on CinemaSins, it made me look at the movie, and
That C3PO one still gets me right now.
I know it's messed up.
Okay. That's it for that one. It's a nice steady rain right now in my neck of the woods here in Alabama.
I'm jealous. I like steady rain without.
Yes, it's perfect for sleeping. Evie's asleep. She's all quiet in there. It's just so peaceful.
Oh, that's good. All right, you can go back to Barney. Are you okay? Keep
Oh, I got a
talking.
tickle. I keep drinking water. I guess it's allergies. Okay, go back to Barney. Okay, we're going back to Barney. Okay, Jeff?
All right.
Do you want one of us to read so you can give your throat a break?
Yeah, I was going to ask if Sandy, if you wouldn't mind reading.
Sure.
Go ahead.
A few years ago, I covered Barney the Dinosaur changing, specifically his mouth, which I will ask you all again before presenting a few new Mandela effects surrounding the I Love You dinosaur. Which one do you remember? No teeth, number 1, thinner teeth, number 2, or thick teeth, number 3? Please ignore the bad photoshopping. What do you remember? 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, please. Now, Wizardry's 1 is an old comment, so there's no comments as of right now with the answer.
I feel like it was number 2.
Me too.
The later is a 2. Teresa, are you still here? You can answer again if you want. I don't know if Teresa's still here.
I know for sure it was number 2.
We only have one answer in the chat. Come on, guys. You can do this. See, thank you. Adam for Christ. There's also a Netflix show that was canceled called The Santa Clarita Diet about vampires. Thank you. I forgot all about that, Adam for Christ. Clarita, that's what it was based off of. Santa Clarita was the town it was based off of. And they made a series on Netflix. That was the best residue. I'm going to add that slide in. Thank you, Adam. I'm going to say that you reminded me. Preliminary is the 2.
Wizardry remembers 1.
No,
You said Bell.
Wizardry's answer number 1 was for something else.
Oh, okay.
The only comments we have now are 2 answers, 2 and 2. There's 20 people who don't know Barney or his mouth.
I have yet to introduce Evie to Barney, and I don't know if I even want to at this point. Because he's kind of freakish. He's kind of freakish now that I look back at it.
Wait a second. Sue, you just lost your husband? I am so sorry.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that.
We will definitely send prayers for you.
Sorry for your loss, Sue.
Yeah, we're going to send some prayers your way. Some special intentions. Can we go on to the next one, Sandy?
Yeah, Brian, next time.
Or waiting for a couple more votes? It looks like we have 2 for 2. We don't have any 3s or 1s so far, right?
No, but we can go on. It's all right.
Okay. Jeff and I remember the thin teeth, number 2, while Curissa remembers no teeth at all, number 1. You remember the current reality, which is 3?
His teeth are way too thick.
I mean,
That's
it
what I
seems like it
covered
would be.
before.
It seems like it would be really hard for Barney now to close his mouth or to even talk.
Correct. Adam for Christ is 2 as well.
Yeah, I remember too.
Yeah, there's no way his teeth were that thick.
That looks so ridiculous.
So Curissa also discovered a change to her memory of Barney the dinosaur. Which color belly do you remember on Barney? Was it pinky, purple, or green? Let's get some answers from the chat again. What do you remember? Was it pink or green, his tummy? Now, I do remember the green.
I remember the green.
So
I'm not affected by this one. But that's okay. That's, we're here to discuss things. And
Jeff is affected by something here, Jeff. That's not in the presentation. What don't you remember, Jeff?
I don't
Jeff,
remember.
which one do you remember?
Those toenails.
He doesn't remember the big yellow toenails.
Yeah, those weren't there for me. The feet were just purple, no toenails.
I honestly couldn't say, but they look weird. They look, I don't know. I would have noticed that. I would think that I would have noticed it. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I am curious if he still jumps up in the air. He does like a kind of like a figure 8 skating move or something like that, where he jumps and he does like an axle spin. And he says super D duper. You know what I'm talking about?
I have
wonder
a
if he
vague
still does
memory.
that.
I haven't seen it in years since I worked at a special needs school. Preliminal doesn't remember those toenails either, Jeff. Javier says
Oh, wow.
green. And he also says, I was just old enough to not Barney. Preliminal thought pink, though. Sue remembers green.
The current reality has always been green, but Curiouser remembers number 1, pinky purple color. You share her memory?
Well, Preliminal does. So that, believe it or not, that horrible thing on the left is being sold as a Barney pinata. So I used it. And I did not do anything with the color with the picture on the right. It looks like it's purple, but I think it might be green and just the lighting, sort of like the dress. That's blue black, but people see white gold, so it might be that. I used it because it's not green.
You gotta honor some craftsmanship, but this one just it doesn't even look like a dinosaur on the one on the left, you know?
Yeah, it does not.
Kind of looks like a turtle without a shell.
That's a good description. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are 2 other changes to Barney for me, for Sandy here. The first is his hands. And by the way, I do like that those letters you have there. It looks like slashers kind of letters or
Thank
something,
you.
like something out of Jason Voorhees or something. Do you remember a human mitten shape or a dinosaur V shape? A or B?
So guys, now we're
Gosh.
moving on to A's or B's. What hands do you remember Barney having? A or B? Mitten or V shape?
A on the left, B on the right.
Or like a claw instead of a V, I should say. Like a mitten or a claw.
I'm kind of leaning toward B here. I don't think he was wearing oven mittens.
Well, it's not an oven mitten. I mean, like, you know, a thumb and then the hand, the person's hand is
Well,
just rounded.
you know, I feel like it was B.
A for me.
Javier's guessing A. I will say, it's B for criminal. Todd says the lizard hand, B. Sue is B. So right now we're 4 B's, 3 A's. I'm including the panel. All right, we can go on, Brian. I feel bad for the person in the
I
Barney
remember
costume.
a standard mitten shape, not the 2-finger V shape. Barney, do you have the current V shape hands memory?
That person would have to like shove 2 fingers in one side and 3 fingers in the other. That's got to be a really uncomfortable pose to be in all day.
Oh yeah, it does, Sandy. It does look really weird right there.
It does look weird.
But the biggest change for me is Barney's back. That's the one that threw me off, Sandy.
Yeah, this one upset me.
1 spots? Do you remember spots or
it
2?
Didn't update. No, back out of there for a second. You got to refresh, Brian, and then go back in. It didn't update. You have to refresh. That's the slide I replaced.
Oh.
So if you refresh, you'll get the new slide, which actually gives the representation so they can see A or B. You understand?
Yeah.
Then I didn't have time to make it last night. Yeah, the teeth are totally wrong.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, guys. Now, Do you remember 1 spot or 2 no spots on Barney's back? Which one matches your memory? 1 or 2? Liminal is a 2. Javier is a 1. Adam for Christ is a 1.
What?
Yeah, this happened last night, Brian. Blew me away. It blew Jeff away, too. We were all blown
Yeah.
away. It blew Curiouser away. We were all blown away. Could not believe. But that's what happens. We have our memories are splintered. We've experienced different realities. B for Todd Chase. This is one of those ones, though, that if you're affected by this, it's a big effect. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yep, definitely.
I don't remember spots on him.
I don't either.
I
That
have
freaked me
no
out when I
memory
saw
of
that.
green on his back. So for those of you that said 2 for Liminal and Todd, the spots are definitely there.
All right. So not
Not-
only do...
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Sandy. You read.
Not only do I have no memory of any spots on Barney, I also have no memory of the spots all over BJ and Baby Bop, with the exception of spots on their faces that look like freckles, which I thought gave them more of a childish look. I especially do not remember red dots on the front of BJ's legs or the green square spots on Riff that look like confetti. Do you remember all of these spots? I mean, they are literally covered in spots now, and I don't remember this. And that just looks so bad on BJ with the spots right in the crotch area. No way. No way. Finally, Barney is a variation effect for me. He's now 4 different colors over the years, but he was always one shade of purple in my past. He's pink, raspberry, bright purple, dark purple. And it's the first version of Barney that really bothers me. I have never seen this version of Barney. Have you?
No, I haven't.
So here's all the versions. It's funny, that top image right there, it's got the shape of the first Barney that I've never seen before, but they have them 3 different colors on that same image. With that, more realistic jaw. I mean, look at the color variation of Barney. It's crazy. I don't remember him constantly changing color. Maybe, Todd. I said it was monkeypox.
Well, you might want to check the original stuffed animal that, Barney, he turns into a stuffed animal at the end of the show.
I
So
think
maybe
that's
it's...
the stuffed animal in the bottom middle. Those are officially licensed Barney stuffed animals.
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of the show, he turns into a stuffed animal.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's worthy of checking what color stuffed animal it is. So that's the officially licensed one.
It is. It's one of them. I'm sure there's more. Those are little ones, like Beanie Baby size.
Because he's kind of a pink purple, like a magenta kind of color. So even it looks like Macy's parade, Thanksgiving Day parade, maybe.
That's what that is. Yes.
Looks like Barney has those same green spots there. I just don't remember those.
I don't either.
Because every time he he'll spin around when he does that super duper thing, and he jumps up in the air and he spins around, doing that ice skating technique or whatever. I don't ever remember seeing those spots.
I don't either. And if you look at Baby Bop, they're like all over Baby Bop. The officially licensed, I have officially licensed stuff coming up. No spots whatsoever. None.
Well, is it just me, Sandy, or do they bump up like patches? They look like patches on them.
Ah, they look like chicken pox or something to me. That's right.
I don't know what to do I feel like if you were to wear a Barney costume these days, you'd probably be tackled. Just saying, I would not want to dress up like Barney.
No.
This cheap thing is we were laughing about this last night because this cheap, horrible costume they're trying to claim was $649 on sale for $150 something. I'm like, okay.
Oh, you talking about that last image? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's not even worth $159.
I mean, maybe if you're talking about, Mexican pesos or something.
Maybe. So if you look here, Baby Bop is spotless on the top right, the bottom right, and so is DJ on the left, spotless. The way I remember it. There's another stuffed animal, spotless. Another horrible costume, no spots. And people drawing not real dinosaurs, but drawings of dinosaurs like Barney with the colors.
I like that one. Is that some kind of Magic the Gathering?
It's one of those fake ones. You know how people fake them,
Yeah.
This one's another official Baby Bop without the spots.
I'm curious to see what else changes. Have we got to keep another eye on Barney? Like, is he going to change again?
Changed
like
twice
maybe
now.
Is his tail going to grow shorter or something like that?
Or longer.
Is he going to shrink? Have no idea.
Maybe he'll become less annoying.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe in the current reality, maybe that's what happens. This next one is Halloween Logos and Residue.
All right, so we're on to the new stuff, guys. Thanks for hanging in there if you saw yesterday's show. We're on to the new. All right, so we're starting with Rosemary's Baby. The reason why
what?
Yes, that's
no.
Yes.
You're telling me the movie is merged?
Not only is the movie merged, Brian, we have a new pattern. Can you please zoom in on the bottom Y''S?
The bottom one?
Yes. The bottom one. The bottom image, Brian. There you go. The Y and the apostrophe are merged.
Sandy, I see why you call yourself I can't. Because I'm literally saying that with you when you see these things.
Me too. That N with the B connected there is ridiculous.
The M and the B are merged.
Well, wait. The next slide is to show you it's on everything. Original posters, people doing alternative posters. It's everywhere. I enlarged the. Do you see the top right? I enlarged it. so you could see it better on the official poster.
What? The apostrophe S is the Y apostrophe is merged.
I've never seen that. That's a new pattern, I bet.
No. Wait, you're saying you've seen it before on stuff? The Y.
No. No, I'm saying it's brand new. Never saw it before. Then again, before Rosemary's Baby, I've never seen the M and the B connected like that. But there is one
No, but
poster
how
on
did
the
you?
left where
What?
it's not.
So you must have stumbled upon this one, but how? How did you stumble upon this one?
Like 3 weeks after last Halloween, and I saved it until now.
Wow.
I don't remember exactly how, but it
I,
was
I
about
remember
3 weeks after
I remember
Halloween.
going to Woolworths. Did it change?
It's in most cases it's just Woolworth, no S. So when it
Yep.
has an S, it gets a green box around it.
It was totally Woolworths.
It was.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
in the top left corner, we actually have Herman Munster, who's green. He's not green anymore, guys. He's actually violet. What were you going to say, Jeff?
The old Woolworths commercials now say Woolworth too. I noticed.
Yep.
Well, I remember my mom used to take me shopping there at Woolworths.
And I need to
So it's a
explain the
very strong
pumpkins.
memory for me.
For those of you who didn't see last year's show, I covered pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns changing. When I was growing up, the pumpkins that we carry around, those orange plastic pumpkins, they always had square teeth, usually 3. Like 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, or 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And now the majority of them, they still exist, don't get me wrong. But the majority, can you go back a second, Brian? I want to show them. Because there's a couple pumpkins in this Logo and Residue folder. Go to the bottom left corner. The majority of plastic pumpkins now, going back to the 60s, maybe even the 50s, are pointy teeth. And I don't remember the pointy teeth. And there's the pointy teeth right there. In a early 70s or late 60s ad for Woolworths. And also the one that I have the WTF is because, if you could zoom out now, if you look at the pumpkin, he's got these pointy bumps on the top and then it's smooth on the bottom. I've never seen a plastic pumpkin like that. That's new.
I agree. And I
Never
remember it
seen
like you, Sandy, with the teeth.
I want to ask, did anyone try to collect those? Did you guys try to collect those Halloween Happy Meal buckets?
No, but they're back.
Yeah, they released them, but around here, all I could find was the orange pumpkin one.
Yeah,
I
because
tried to get the ghost and the witch, and they didn't have them.
They were already sold out. They started selling them around the 10th.
On the 10th?
Yeah, they started selling them around 10th. It was
Wow,
1 each
because
week.
I was told the 18th, October 18th.
That was the official date, but a lot of McDonald's started selling them earlier.
Oh man.
So
Well,
here's
that's what
some
happened.
issues. The bottom is the same as to the right. I zoomed in. Zagnut, the UT is merged, and the Z and the A make that 4 almost. I don't remember it like that. I don't remember Switzer or Slowpoke. Candy, maybe it's older and it was discontinued. I don't know. I've never heard of Switzer or Slowpoke.
I have.
I remember Switzer.
Yeah, me too.
What is it?
It's licorice.
Yeah, it's licorice. It's like Twizzlers.
Yeah.
But
Well,
what is that? What is up with that dot on the bottom of Good and Plenty?
Yeah, there's a dot at the bottom of Good and Plenty that I've never seen before. Also, look at the T in Switzer on the right-hand side. It's got a dot and a cutoff T. So it's like they're trying to make the dot for the I, the other side of the T. That just looked weird. And Jolly Rancher, I remember JR, not J and R is one letter. And the R is broken. And the RA is merged. And the VE and Save 50 cents on the Almond Joy Mounds ad is merged.
Well, what it is with Good and Plenty, the E is an upward facing E now. I don't know if you noted that, and the TY is merged.
Yep.
I don't see the dot. That dot must only be on that box because I'm looking at other boxes and I don't see them. I don't see that dot.
Well, that ad is from the 1970s or early 80s, so maybe it had it and it went away. But I also noticed goblin is spelled with 2 B's. Oh wait, it's because they're using it as like you should start gobbling. Okay, never mind. That's fine. But I don't know what happened to Good and Fruity. That was the only one I liked. Was Good and Fruity. And I guess they discontinued it.
Do you remember Double Bubble?
Yeah.
Do you remember it being spelled Dubble?
Yes.
Because that's an ME for me. Is used to be double DOUBLE.
Yeah, DOU, not
Yeah.
DUBB, right.
That's what I meant. I remember it like
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Because now it's double looks the same as bubble. It didn't used to be like that for me.
So I don't remember. Now I could be completely wrong on this, but Friday the 13th, I don't remember the pumpkin having no teeth at all. It's just an open gaping mouth. Baker's
looks
chocolate is broken. Yeah, Baker's chocolate has broken letters emerging, and that's 1970s commercial. That monster candy, I've seen it. It's got like the little boxes, and it's got like that cigarette candy type inside, except it's like little blocks that are stamped with monsters. That Frankenstein's got 6 fingers. And that very old Twix commercial, the WI is merged.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I may have covered this one back in 2016
Which one?
with the Twix bar changing.
Oh, okay. So marathon, we probably covered it before, but
Oh,
Sandy
that
Carla.
is so weird. I've seen that the Angel WB presents it, and the letters are just broken.
And that was the premiere. No way. Absolutely not.
Nope.
Snick Snack? I've never heard of Snick Snack. It looks like a Kit Kat with triangles for the A's.
That was a 70s candy. I've seen the commercials for it.
Do you remember
What?
that? Do you remember that? Looks like the Triforce. If you remember the Legend of Zelda,
Yep.
Yeah,
it kind of resembles the Triforce.
it does.
Marathon is merged from the M to the T. And Spirit Halloween, I don't remember the P like that. It just looks wrong to me. I think it's
Is
broken.
it? Wait, you're telling me the Spirit of Halloween has broken P?
Look at it.
That's
It
so
used
weird,
to look
man.
like it used to look like the R. So here's more pumpkins. In my past, pumpkins always had teeth. There's so many now with none. It's weird.
That doesn't look right at all.
It doesn't look right.
So here is the current reality stall with a bone back there. Borden, even all the way back then, was merged, the R and the D. And last year, I covered Frankenstein having a metal bar on his left arm, and on his right arm he had stitches, and now Herman Munster has stitches on his wrist now, just like Frankenstein. But he's green there, so he gets a green block too. So here's a very old ad for cigars. Not only do we have the pointy teeth, but now there's like a relief inside of orange in the eyes, nose, and even in the mouth in between the teeth. Never saw that before. And that's the Halloween pail. We have, again, the pointy teeth on the top and flat on the bottom. Another that's just open with no teeth at all, and the LAR in Clark bar is merged. Hey, guys, I could be completely wrong on this. Do you remember the star? We've covered the swoop in Mars and it being merged. Do you remember the star?
No, I don't remember a star.
No, me either.
Has it always been like that?
No, I think they changed it. I think this was just back in the day, but I don't remember it ever having a star.
No, me neither. But you're telling me Frankenstein has that weird metal bar in his hand?
Yeah, I covered it last year. You don't remember?
No.
Yeah, he has that weird bar, and he's got like stitches all over his wrists now. I don't remember that. I found it last year.
Well,
And here's more of it.
there's a new show. I think it's called Wednesdays or Wednesday.
And
It's
blue.
based on the Addams Family.
I covered that too. That it was going to be a blue dress, and I found like people drawing her with a blue dress, and the old cartoon has her in a blue dress too, which is just weird. I covered that last year too, Brian. One of these days, I will make a Halloween video of all my Halloween Mandela effects, or 2 or 3, because it's going to be a long. I've got so many. Guys, I still have 14 folders for Halloween for this year that I still have to put together. Next week is all Halloween too, unless something big comes up to add into it. So here's residue of Wednesday in just black, like it should be.
Hey, Sandy, Philifyer's in the chat.
I said hi when she came in.
Oh, okay. All right. So move on to the next one. Next slide.
Yep. So Jennifer M sent me this residue of the green apple. It is currently blue. I covered this last year sometime too. I remember the poison being green, just like it is in her German Snow White book.
Well, what is it now?
It's
Black?
blue. It's blue.
That's blue.
In her book, the apple is black though. Where it's blue. So I covered this a very long time ago. In Big, I remember the machine being called Zoltar, and now Zoltar speaks. And this keychain has Zoltar, but it's got red eyes. I don't remember red. I remember the eyes glowing yellow, but they glow red now. And the Lego is Zoltar, like I remember, but the Funko Pop is Zoltar speaks, like it is in the movie now. Yeah, 14
What's funny?
more
It's
files.
funny. I recall some people were talking about the Mandela with Zoltar. Some people remember Zoltan, but I remember Zoltar.
Zoltan is the Zoltar and Zoltan. Now, I can't speak to this, so this might be a man's excuse. I don't know. The Zoltar and Zoltan are made by the same company. Zoltar gave fortunes. Zoltan gave horoscopes. So there were 2 separate machines.
Yeah, but also I remember Zoltan from what's that movie? Ashton Kutcher. Dude, where's my car?
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. So here's another green apple. We have white-footed Roger Rabbit. He has pink feet now on the bottom. Looks like sneakers. As well as Uncle Sam residue. Theresa found the pebbles. Her hair was one little thing on top of her head, but you can see right there in the background of the same image, it's like split into 2. It's not one ponytail, it's like 2, like a knot or something. That's my memory of Lucy. Covered her back in 2019. She now has, is it purple now or red? I think it might be red. I don't know. It's a different color. It's blue or purple. It's not black like I remember. And there's residue of a skull that does not have a bone behind the eye.
Wait. What are you saying about Lucy?
Hold on. I have to go to my thing because I'm not sure what color it was. Give me a minute. Peanuts. Okay, so at the Halloween party, here I'll send you the slides. That way you can Except Flicker's frozen. Give me a minute.
No, just tell me. Thank you.
Well, because there's two different ones. That's why it froze. I have to wait a minute. Flicker's always freezing on me. Okay, so when Lucy is at the Halloween party not wearing a mask, her hat's red now. It's red in actually all versions. Oh, great. The cat just opened the door. Here, I'm going to send you the red so you can see it. I have to get up and close the door, Brian. Are you on the last slide?
I don't know.
I'm muting for a second. If you want to go to your messenger, I sent you the two slides from my original presentation with the red. For those who didn't see it, so they could see what it looks like now. She wears like a Merlin hat and a witch's hat.
What?
And yeah, and the witch's hat has now lost all the stars, and the Merlin hat has the stars, but it's all red, and it was never red.
No.
And look at the pink
Uh-uh.
pumpkins.
No, it was purple.
I know. Purple or black. I remember both ways.
No way.
Oh my God, that looks so stupid. Ugh.
No, wait. Look at the middle. The middle, though. The middle is the witch's hat, and it's got the stars and moons again, unlike the other ones where it's plain. Even though it's red, at least it's got the stars and the moons back.
Oh wait, we didn't discuss the bottom pictures here. Again, you were saying the skull residue?
Oh, the skull is residue because it's open. It doesn't have the bone. And then Weird Science, the logo has changed. There's multiple versions of it, so you can see it. It's merged in Science.
What's that one with
On the
pebbles?
next slide. Her hair, her hair used to be one little ponytail on top, and now it's split into two like a knot. Teresa found that a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Mm-hmm. Brian, you want to go to the next slide? So Weird Science on everything is merged, the E and the N.
No, the Weird Science, the E and N was not merged. I watched that show back in the 90s.
Give him the cat water. I know this is the end of this folder, though.
This
The
is
next
really tripping
one.
me up. This is really tripping me up, Sandy, because I used to love the show.
I know. I'm with you.
E and
There
the
was
N is
also
merged.
weird. Now, previously, I've covered. There was a Weird Science television series that I've never heard of. Covered that as well.
Wait, the TV series?
There was a TV series, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the TV series.
I don't remember the TV series.
Me either.
Only the movie.
Just the movie. Yep.
Yeah, I watched the TV series all the time.
All right, guys, I'm about to kick it out. So whatever the next folder is, one of you read it. I'm going to leave and come back just to
I'll
avoid
read.
the whole kicking out part. So I'm going to leave. I'll be right back, Brian.
All right. Let's wait for Sandy.
Brian, you never saw the movie?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. I think I've only watched the TV series.
Wow. Movie was pretty good.
No,
Hey,
the
Sandy.
series did not have the. Hey, the series did not have the same cast. Hi, Jeff. You can still read the next one. So I
Okay.
have a feeling I'm gonna have to take Silas out to the kitchen for
Yeah, the
water.
next one is talking about Freddy Krueger.
It's a lot. Have fun, Jeff.
Have fun with this one, Jeff.
All right. Freddy Krueger has been talked about by moneybags in the past. When his green stripes went black, and by both he and Hazel Fiver, when the stripes went missing from the arms, his bladed glove has also been talked about by many. I've even discussed Freddy Krueger labeling him a Mandela variation effect, because in this reality, there's little consistency with the character. For example, his stripes have now been manscused. They're all different depending on the movie. His sweater has all stripes, no stripes on sleeves, and stripes only in the front on the sleeves. The stripes are either green, brown, gray, or black. But the hat,
That looks so off.
yeah, it does. The
This
hat
is
was
the new one.
brown or black before. Now it's also green in New Nightmare, as well as Freddy sporting 5 blades like we all remember. It changes like these. It's changes like these that discredit our community and our memories.
So now there is a movie with him having 5 blades on his hand. So when we say we remember 5 blades and there's only 4, people will say, well, that's because in New Nightmare he had 5 blades. No,
Yep.
he had 5 blades the whole time. And he never had a green hat. Or this. Go
No.
ahead.
He also wears a long neo-style black jacket in New Nightmare. I've never seen the red and green stripes inside this jacket. Have you?
And
It's
again,
all
there's
wrong.
the 5 blades.
That is all wrong.
Honestly, I don't remember the green. It used to be black.
Yeah. That's what I remember.
I'm missing a slide. I'm missing something. I put the wrong words in. So I'm missing a slide. We may be jumping to something. Just give you a heads up. This is the one I was finishing up when Brian was like, you ready? Let's go. Brian, you can go on. We've already read this.
Okay.
Every Mandela effect about Freddy Krueger has been manscused away. Every version of everyone's memory now appears in at least one iteration of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The only true Mandela effect left is the title of the movie, which I covered in 2019. I remember Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's always been a nightmare since then. I have now developed a dual memory of both.
So it was Nightmare on Elm Street for me, and now it's always been a Nightmare on Elm Street. And because I've seen it so much, probably, I now remember it both ways. But it was just Nightmare on Elm Street for me.
Yeah, I remember just Nightmare, not a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian. Next folder.
This next one is called Hair Ice Correction.
Yeah, I wanted to throw this in because this has nothing to do with Halloween, but it's correction. So, hair ice. Covered by many in the community over the years. It's either been Mandela or we all researched wrong. Whatever happened, it's time for a correction. Most of us were baffled and blown away that ice could form such delicate strands that look exactly like hair. And it now turns out that ice cannot do this. Ice hair is not ice, it's a fungus. So many people reported this is ice. It's not ice, it's a fungus. So the question is, do you think we all got it wrong? Or do you think we shifted to a reality where hair ice was no longer ice? Whichever you believe, please let others know when they talk about this as ice, that it's actually a fungus. And the next slide is the stages of how this grows. So the top left, it's like patches, and then it really starts to get thick and cover up the tree limb, and then it starts to get furry, and a little more furry, and then it becomes fluffy like hair. I don't know how we all researched this and didn't come across anything saying it was a fungus, but I wanted to put that out there. That we got something wrong. Very, very wrong.
You know, a show that I recall really liking when I was a kid. I used to love that Sliders. You remember Sliders?
I remember sliders.
It kind of reminds me of what's happening with these going into multiple realities here, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple memories, multiple realities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're in Sliders. um, this next one is Sandy and Theresa Chucky again. You know,
Yep.
Chucky the doll. So again, I guess this is a redo, or not a redo, but a
Nope. Nope. There's new
revisiting.
stuff here.
What?
Revisiting and new. There's new stuff. It's
Oh, okay, new
revisiting
stuff.
and new. Yep. All right. So over the years, I've covered several changes to Chucky from the Child's Play franchise. From his clothes to his knife and shoes, I will quickly recap those changes before talking about the new ones.
Yeah, Sandy, I didn't ask you what is the name of that font that you used?
Fear face.
What?
Fear face.
Fear face?
Fear face.
Oh, okay. At first
All
I
right,
thought
guys,
you
we're
said ear
going
face.
to, no, fear with an F. Guys, we're going to need participation. There's lots of questions. So rewind number 1. Which overalls do you remember? Plain or decorated? 1 or 2? What do you remember on Chucky?
I can tell you my answer.
What's your answer, Brian?
I remember it being plain.
Interesting. It's worse, Philo.
Phil of
Hi, Ann.
Fires.
Welcome. Happy
Phil of Fires says, hope he's
Mandela.
not blonde.
Then I said it's
Sure.
worse. Okay, Philo, you can answer all of these based on the first movie. If you saw the first movie, you are qualified to answer. Come on, guys. It's easy. One or two. Or I don't know. You can say I don't know if you don't know.
Sandy, I'm curious to know, did you cover Gremlins in this Halloween folders?
Not this year. Not this year.
Okay. Because that's a
In
that's
2
a
years.
huge change. Spike to Stripe.
Yeah, there's a lot more changes to them. I covered them twice now, and none of them were the name.
I actually remember Stripe. I'm not affected by that one.
So Philo is a 1. High Pockets Welcome is a 1.
Really? Really, Jeff?
Yeah, I clearly remember Stripe.
I have 1 residue for Philo coming up at the end.
For this one, I remember plain overalls.
Sort of Philo, but worse.
So,
Hey, which overalls? Oh, we're on the next one. Why is there 2 here? Oh well, you can go to the
yeah.
next one, Brian.
Okay.
I don't know why they both uploaded. Rewind number 2. Which shirt color do you remember? Notice, Philo, none is your memory. Not a 1.
I feel like it was one. I feel like it was the top left one.
Yeah,
All
same.
right, guys, we're gonna go with A, B, C, or D, so that we can differentiate from the color in case anybody's on delay. So for the shirt color, A, B, C, or D. Okay, well, High Pockets already answered 1, so we're gonna go with A for High Pockets. Philo's gonna go with D, even though she said red shirt. I think she's guessing what it is now. Trying to at least.
Everybody answer?
Only High Pockets and Philo. Come on, you lurkers. I know you. Some of you can't. You're just listening in, and that's fine. But we can move on, Brian. That's fine.
All right.
Well, wait. Okay. Well, okay. Michael Fontaine is back, and he says 1. In my past, his overalls were plain, and he had a simple blue-red stripe pattern. But now all shirts, except number 1, the one that I remember, are in the movies. Number 2 is the original shirt now.
It looks messed up.
It is messed up. This is the old Mandela effect. So messed up. It gets worse as we go along. This is the same thing. Why are there duplicates? Anyway, you can go on, Brian. That's a duplicate. I also remember the bottom of his shoes being plain white sneaker, but now they are good guys patterned red. Which do you remember? Do you guys remember the red, or do you remember white?
White.
I don't remember, so I can't answer this one.
You remember him? I know he left footprints in blood. I don't remember good guys and like a fireman being the footprint. And I think flour or something, powdered sugar in the first movie.
As much as I love scary movies, I can't break myself to watch Chucky again.
Yeah, I watched this when I was a teenager. I can't watch it again.
I won't. I'll probably be afraid to go in my daughter's room because it's surrounded by stuffed animals.
All right, we can go on. I honestly cannot remember who found this one. It may have been Neat Input, Moneybags. I have no idea. I honestly don't know. But it went from a normal knife to this weird red pattern. It's red, black, and white now. Okay, here's a new one. This is from Theresa Lynch. In a few scenes of the first movie, including the trailer, there's a weird, shiny white patch on his chest that we do not remember. Do you remember this? It's almost like a bib. Do you guys remember Chucky having a bib?
Nope.
No.
Like here you can see it. He's laying in bed with him in the first movie, and he's got that white patch there. And again, it's a duplicate slide. Why is this happening? I didn't even put these into the folder. Anyway, the next two new changes I found I need to ask in a row before I show images. Yes or no? So guys, we're going with yes or no. Do you remember Chucky's hair being this full and long? It's like thick bob now. Do you remember a thick bob? Yes or no? No to the bib, says Philo.
I don't think so. No, it wasn't that. His hair wasn't that long. He's looking kind of hippie-ish.
Yeah, I don't remember it like that either.
I want you to remember what you said about being blonde, Philo, and I said it was worse. Yes or no, guys? Anybody? There's 20 of you listening. I think everybody's just relaxing tonight. They're all laying down listening. Interesting, High Pockets. High Pocket says no. That almost looks like a girl's cut. Joe Bloor, hey, says yes and no. Interesting. Okay, next question is a 1, 2, or 3. Do you remember him having no freckles, number 1? 2, barely there freckles, or 3, clearly he had freckles? Ann Gaynor says, looks like a girl, no surprise, never saw it like that before. Now, the image on the screen right now, that's from the new TV series where it's not really like the show, the movie. It's Buddy with a 9 who's like, Wi-Fi, it's AI. It's not a soul, it's AI. So it's different. This is not the doll that's based on. So, let's see. Michael Fontaine says 3. High Pocket says 3. Philo is a 2. Joe Bloor, 2 or 3. Welcome,
2
Cow
for me.
Fun. 2 for you. Brian, what about you?
I would say 2.
For me, it's a 1. He never had anything. And I found movies like
Oh, you mean
clear
like?
as
Oh,
day.
no. I'm sorry. He didn't have any freckles.
So you're a 1.
Yeah, 1.
All right, we can go on. We have all the answers then. 1, 2, and 3. Jeff's a 2.
I
We
was
have a
thinking of
couple
the
2s in the chat.
I got him confused with the problem child. I think the problem child had freckles.
Okay. Do you remember the freckles being this prominent? Those that said 3. Like there are dots all over his face.
No.
And actually, they look even more prominent when I have the image in front of me than they do right now on the screen. His hair was not as full or long in my past, and he had no freckles for me unless they were so barely there that I didn't notice them. It's okay, Brian. You can go back. I was done for your clip. His freckles are freckles. His freckles are many and so pronounced, and his hair so long and full that people are making him a girl. His face, as the original doll, is much more feminine looking than I remember as well. Is this the Chucky you remember? Like, he totally looks like a girl now to me.
Yeah, he does.
The eyebrows, I forgot to mention,
Yeah, the
are like
eyebrows look
drawn in.
weird.
It's very weird.
Huh?
And he has eyelashes now. He has really pronounced eyelashes.
Doesn't look anything like I remember. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is weird.
You went backwards, or there you go. So here's the current reality with all the, it's like fireman hats and construction hats and hammers and saws all over his overalls. The almost rainbow shirt.
Sandy, have you seen Chucky? You've seen the movie?
Yeah. The full bob.
Were you scared when you saw it?
No, I was a teenager.
Oh.
Top left is an actual prop from the movie. One of the clothes that was on the doll.
It's got that weird rainbow pattern.
And Gainer says, poor Jen Psaki. He looks like her more than ever.
That what?
And Gainer's
Oh.
comparing Chucky to Jen Psaki.
Yeah. That's funny.
He does look like
I mean,
her.
do you see these freckles? Like, look at all these freckles. I can't. No.
That's
Absolutely
too
not.
many. Way too many.
And the eyebrows. My goodness.
Yep.
So
Where are
here
the
are some
scars?
pictures with no freckles. Do you see? No freckles. And that's the real doll in the top left, top right. Where are the what?
The scars, but there they are. Now I see them.
Yeah, each movie, he changes a little bit. I love this kid in the top left. Freaking adorable. In the colors, I remember it, red and blue. And there's all red for you, Philo, in the bottom right.
That's good residue.
Yeah.
And I threw in a red, blue, and green in case someone remembered the green.
Do you remember Good Guys, or was it Child's Play that was on his overalls?
I do remember Good Guys. I think that just says Child's Play because it was a doll that was sold because of the movie.
Okay, this next one is the A-Team. The van.
Yep.
I have to ask the chat.
Brian.
Yeah, this is one that I came across.
And I added something to it.
Yeah, the first Mandela effect with the A-Team van was the color. Most remember all black with a red stripe, but it changed to charcoal gray with a black with the red stripe. More on the color later. So I remember the van a little different than it is now? Yes or no? Was there a spoiler on the back of the van? Was it
One or
A?
two in the chat. Yeah, A
Yeah,
or
one
B,
or two.
whatever.
Yeah, one or two. Which one?
Is that Raleigh? It looks like Raw 9K.
I think so.
Michael Fontaine is a 2.
Michael Fontaine says two.
Welcome. Raw 9K.
Come on, guys. We need some answers. Is it one or two that you remember?
I really think that they're just tired and they're just laying there listening to us with their eyes closed.
It's okay. I guess we can go on. This one was kind of nagging me all week.
Yeah, Brian.
Okay. So I remember, or I have no memory of there being a spoiler on the back of the van. Residue for no spoiler is almost non-existent, and some images show a much lower spoiler than it is now, which could indicate 3 different realities or a previous change. So again, this is the way it is now. It's got that huge red spoiler on there. It's also gray on the top and
Read.
on the hood.
Read the
And it's
bottom.
got black. Huh?
No, read the bottom first. Cause I don't know if you can see all the
Okay.
different colors happening.
Okay. What I really find interesting is the variation in the van color. I've found all black, charcoal gray, silver black. The red stripe is orange, and even one image of the show where the charcoal gray appears to be blue, as well as a few models that look blue too.
So the top left corner, go back. The top left corner is actually a scene from the show, and to me, that looks blue. I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah, it does kind of look blue.
So we have to keep an eye on this van. Still on.
So this variation indicates to me that the van might not be done changing, so we should periodically check back to see if it's changed again.
I asked my friend about this, who's a big fan of the show, and he told me that the van color changes throughout the series. That sometimes it's black, sometimes it's gray.
Really, what did he say about the spoiler?
I didn't ask him about the spoiler yet.
I want you, can you go back for 1 second, Brian?
Yeah, sure.
Go back one. So the top left kind of looked brown to me. And it's got the 18 logo, so I don't know if that's a brown one or if it's just black and it looks brown. But the next one, the next slide, you can clearly see, like, the height of the spoiler is different. Like, the ones in the middle have a lower spoiler, and then the ones at the top have a higher spoiler. Like, spoiler changes. Also, the color. There's yellow, there's orange, there's silver, there's white. I don't know what's going on with this truck, but the bottom are scenes from the show. You can clearly see from the front that there's a spoiler. All right, now we have the residue. I found a couple cakes where it was a very low line or like there's a cake where it sticks up like a normal spoiler. So I just think they thought it was a red stripe. That's why I used those.
I pity the fool. Theresa helped find some of this residue here. I think she found like 4 really good images right here where the spoiler's just not there. So, I mean, that's what I remember. I don't remember that spoiler. You?
Me either. Nope.
Now
Yeah, it just
here,
looks weird,
like
man.
I said, you can clearly see the spoiler from the front, but on the cover of the DVDs and stuff, you can't see a spoiler.
That's a good point. Thank you, Sandy.
No problem.
I've been wanting to cover this for the past 2 weeks. All right, let's talk about Friday the 13th, The Mask.
Jeff, you want to read?
Yeah, Jeff, would you mind reading?
Yeah, I'll read.
Okay.
This one blew my mind too.
Yeah, it literally, Sandy, blew my mind also. If you catch my drift.
I catch your drift. All right,
Okay.
yeah, Jeff.
Friday the 13th has had so many sequels over the decades, each with their own version of Jason Voorhees' mask. I believe Friday the 13th has been Mandelaed, but first, I want to share something Theresa Lynch brought to my attention. A related post shared by Eric Michael in 2021 in Mandela Reality Residue Hunters. Theresa's group on Facebook. Have you ever heard of the Jason Mask Harvestman Spider? This spider's back literally looks like a Jason Voorhees mask. Well, one of his masks, since they are all slightly to very different in this reality. Creepy, weird, right? I have never seen this spider or Eric's post before, but nice find to Theresa and Eric. Now on to the new Mandela effect.
Raleigh, Teresa, I think, is not here, but I will tell her you said hi. Or Brian will.
Yeah, I'll definitely tell her.
As I stated earlier, Jason's mask changes each movie, but in most sequels, the change is very slight. Speaking only about the plastic hockey mask versions, what color markings do you remember on the different masks?
All right,
When there
guys.
were
So the parts in white that change, there's different, like the markings change throughout all the movies now. What color are those white parts? What do you remember the color of them? Brian, what were you saying?
I was going to say the only color that I remember, of course, originally there weren't any markings. I don't remember any markings, but then they showed up. All of a sudden, there were red markings, and that's all there was for a while. But now I think we're sensing it. I mean, we're seeing a different color here.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jeff, what do you
I do
remember?
remember red
Okay, red for
when it
Brian. Jeff,
changed.
what do you remember?
I remember red.
Okay, Philo says black and red. Bye, Raleigh. Good to see you. Anyone else? What color do you remember? And since Philo gave 2 colors, what color or colors do you remember? I can't believe there's 24 people watching and no one is commenting. This is so unlike the chat.
Believe it or not, we are almost coming to an end here. I think we're one away
Yep,
from the
the
last
last
one.
one is the Grim Reaper to end the night.
All right, can I move
well,
on?
we can move on. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Jeff.
I have researched Jason Voorhees before, and this is 1,000% a change for me. His mask always had red markings. The markings changed through the years, but they were always red. Not in this reality, though. In Friday the 13th versus
Part 5.
Part 5. Sorry. His mask now has light blue markings. Blue. No freaking way. Do you have the current memory?
Does anybody remember light blue markings on his mask in Part 5?
No. That's just weird.
Every version of Jason supposedly with the blue mask.
What about Freddy versus Jason? What color was it?
I did not watch Freddy vs. Jason.
Me either.
But look at this blue mask. I can't. No way. Absolutely
Blue markings.
Not. No. Theresa had a Mandela effect with Rocky Horror we covered last year. I think it was the shoes, the Frankenfurter. I have to look. But, I'll look after I'm done reading the last Mandela effect.
We're definitely gonna have to go after this one. This is the Grim Reaper scythe.
Yeah.
So because I'm starting to drop out here, like getting real tired.
No, I was just no. I was just going to go look and see what the Mandela effect was and tell her.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
So all right, I'll read this one.
Skype...
So.
Oh, all right.
Do you want to read it, Sandy?
It's fine. Go ahead. No, I'll go find the Frankenfurter thing.
Okay, the scythe. The scythe of the Grim Reaper has changed for me, so I'm really curious if you remember, like I do. Which scythe do you remember? 1 or 2? Was it sharp and pointy on the end, or did it kind of curve downward, or like a sharp turn downward? Which one do you remember, straight or curved?
Straight.
It was straight for me always.
I don't know where you guys were. It was always curved for me.
Come on, guys. We need your votes. 1 or 2.
Now, I just wrote this, but I'm going to say it too.
Okay.
Frankenfurter's heels
Okay,
were all black.
And
Sandy,
now
we have 3. The actual heel's white.
Hang on, we have 5 for 2. 5 people remember 2.
That's why I'm like, I don't know what reality you guys were from.
Well, it may be the picture that I'm looking at there. because the picture, the way you're describing it there, looks very
Too
like,
curved.
yeah. I think it did have a. I think it did honestly, Sandy, have a curve to it. Now that I think about it, it was a curve, not blocky, not like a blocky curve.
Well, it's a cartoon representation.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, the blade was curved in my past, and while curved ones can be found, they are much more rare and have changed to the straight blade in media.
You want me to read? I
Yeah,
specifically remember a curved blade. All right, I'm gonna finish
yeah.
reading.
This is more like it, Sandy. It looked like Toucan Sam's beak. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
the way I remember it.
South Park gets it right sometimes. For some reason, probably different artists. Sometimes the blade is the new way. So in the bottom right hand corner, it's straight. It's not curved.
What
And I
about
can
in
tell it's
Family
straight. It's
Guy?
got the little notch. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. All right. The Simpsons is the current reality, but the Homer Funko Pop doll has the blade like I remember. So the cartoon is wrong. The doll is right. It's more curved. But you're going to see the one that really upset me. Okay, now we're at Family Guy. Family Guy mostly has the current reality, but occasionally almost has it the way I remember. It's a little too straight. It's like going straight out like a flag. And that's not right. It curved down. So we're gonna go on. It was a sickle, right? Sickle means curve. Thank you, Angainer. This is what upset me the most. This is the one that most obviously changed for me, and it's Death in Bill and Ted. Burgos is a 2. Look at this. Now, Jeff, you said 1. Do you remember it looking like this?
No,
Be honest.
I don't.
Because this is what a site looks like now.
That's too much. No. That's too straight.
Does anybody remember it like that? That is so upsetting to me, I can't. So wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you. It didn't look like that.
So current reality, wrong. Just wrong for me. And this is the best residue I could find. And
I actually
even
have
some of them are a little too straight.
I actually have a character on Call of Duty that has 2 of those sights attached to his back, like in a crisscross pattern,
Uh-huh.
and the blades are curved.
Oh, that's good. That's residue.
All right, that looks like that's it, guys.
That is
Ladies
it.
and gents,
We will continue Halloween next week with part 2. So please come back next week. If you
be
missed our
safe out
intro,
there if you're going to be
I
trick or
mean,
treating with your kids,
oh yeah,
or if you're doing it yourself. Be safe. Watch out for fentanyl stuffs. Don't be taking any of those. Always inspect your children's candy. I tend to, if it's sealed, and if of course if you go to a church trunk or treat, those are usually safer. Again, but you just have to stay safe. That's all. Again, have a great and happy Halloween. Have a great Mandela Fake night, and God bless.
good night, everyone. Happy Mandela-ween.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.